Oh. We just had a power failure. We had a power failure. Hopefully we're still going strong here. Let's check out a few things. How you guys doing? Welcome to the show. All right. Got a few issues there, but I think we're okay. Oh man. Let's get this. What a way to start the day. Tuesday, May 26th. We got issues happening. That's what we got. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Looks like we had a streaming outage. Hope. Okay. Yeah. So it looks like we had a streaming outage, but we're here. We're back. All right, welcome. Hey, you never know. Sometimes technology, it's such a powerful thing. It can work in your favor, and sometimes, it doesn't work out so well. You just got to go with it. I just want to check one more thing, guys, and then we're going to kick it off here. But at the same time, how's your day going? May 26th. We're counting down the days. And, oh, yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's unfortunate. Let's do this. Okay. So yeah, we had some issues there with technology, but we're back up and running. It looks like we got all systems are go. And yeah, all right. Good. We're here. Okay. All right. Got that taken care of. Perfect. Okay. Welcome, Crushing COVID Daily, May 26th, guys. We are literally, thanks, Sarah, for joining in. By the way, if you guys have been following along, good to have you here, Sarah. If you guys are following along, sorry, let me backtrack. If you guys are new, then let me know that in the comments below, okay? If you are new here, or if you've been following along, like Sarah and many others, that'd be great. Welcome. This is Crushing COVID Daily, May 26th, and we are literally, 6 days away. We're 6 days away from the end of this show, and we're gonna move on. By the way, there's just a few more days you have the availability to get enrolled into the Fearless giveaway that we're having, bit.ly/fearless-giveaway. We are giving away 5 spots. We have, I don't even know now at this point. I didn't even check this morning, but we have a bunch of contestants, hundreds and hundreds of entries, people who are trying to win the 5 lucky spots to remote real estate investing. And this is going to be, it's going to be a great group. It really is. Previously in other groups, we've had people make thousands and thousands of dollars. And that's actually one of the topics we're going to talk about today. It came in actually a few times. I was a little hesitant about doing this topic. And today's topic is what happens after you hit $1 million. I was a little hesitant, but then just in the past 2 days, I had a few emails come in and then also some comments over on YouTube. By the way, if you are not following us on YouTube yet, jump over there. You can jump over to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button so you can be notified on what's happening with us. We are doing a bunch of real estate trainings. We're doing some live role playing that's coming out here in just the next few weeks. So that's going to be great also. Yeah, a lot of good stuff happening. So get around us. By the way, going back to the giveaway. Oh, no, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Right here. Thank you so much for everyone that has donated. I really appreciate it. I want to give you, I'm trying to get video footage, or I'm working on either video footage or pictures for everyone that has donated so far and contributed, that have topped up on the donations that I've done to the 11 teachers that we've helped. bit.ly/UG-COVID, where we were helping 11 teachers. You've probably seen some of the video footage in previous videos that I've shown, helping people in this community who are, who just need additional help during this time, who need food and some basic necessities and resources. So I have a director out there. I have a manager who's been keeping me updated, and I'm going to see if we can get some video footage of that, whether they're just, maybe saying thank you and all that stuff. I always like to provide, footage of that. And by the way, you can get over to our YouTube. You can see videos of the community outreach efforts that we've done. Not only just, food and basic necessities, guys. It goes a lot deeper than that. We actually have an employment advisor. We have a school, administrational advisor. And we also have a career advisor. These are someone that goes into the community behind us after we maybe, passing out bags of goods and essentials. We have people that go and help nurture the community to help people improve themselves. Because once you can change a community, a family, you change a family, you can change a community, you can change a town and a city, and it just explodes, right? It just keeps going from there. So those are the efforts that we've done. You can check it out right on that link that's scrolling by, and support our efforts in that, okay? So let's see here. Okay. So today's topic is going to be, I think, a quick one. I'm not going to dive too deep into this. I took a few notes because this is actually a conversation that has been coming up quite a bit, and not just on this topic has been coming up quite a bit from a few buddies of mine. We've been having these talks in our masterminds and stuff, and so I'm going to share a little bit about my personal experience, but also what I've discovered about working with really top real estate experts in the industry. And today's topic is, what happens after you hit $1 million. So first of all, let's break down the math. Let's just do the numbers on this. Let's break down the stats, right? And the stats are this: that the average person in the United States earns about an estimated $48,000. Let's just round that to 50,000. Okay, let's just round it to 50, make it easy. So that's $50,000 a year. If you make more than that, congratulations. If you make less than that, let's try to change that. Okay, let's try to improve that. You could start by maybe going to our YouTube channel, and also you can go to our website where you can change your life by gaining more clarity, confidence, and cash flow. I am Nathan Amaral, and I am the creator of Fearless Millionaire, which helps business owners, entrepreneurs gain more clarity, confidence, and cash flow by changing their life from the inside out. Most people get started in business and entrepreneurism and real estate investing, particularly for money, right? That's how I started. I was working 3 jobs, I was broke, and all I wanted to do was make more money. It actually reminds me of a story of a man. You probably heard me say this just a few days ago. I think it was on Sunday. I believe that every few years, God puts someone into my life, particularly a man, and he's like this mentor, guiding light in my life to speak words or to direct me in that point in time. In this time in my life, there was a gentleman. I was delivering, guys, if you recall, I was doing 3 jobs. And the first job I had in the morning was waking up every morning at 4 a.m. every morning, delivering newspapers, and then also being a newspaper hawker at the same time. So I remember on my newspaper route, there was this man in my life that his name was Alex. And Alex was very different than all the other customers I had. And it's kind of interesting because when I was delivering newspapers, I always felt like I never had enough money. Have you ever heard the saying that there's not enough money at the end of the month? Have you ever heard that saying? Like, it feels like your money always runs out before the end of the month comes. Well, my money would run out before the end of the week. Like, literally, that's what it was like. I always felt like I never had enough money for the end of the week. And my budgeting principles were way off. It wasn't that I wasn't earning the money, guys, because I had 3 jobs. Money was coming in, but money was going out faster than it was coming in. And that's because my expense to income ratio was way off, meaning I was spending more than I was making. There was even a point in time in my life, I believe I was 18 years old. I went for a loan at a bank, an unsecured loan, and my good friend at the time, but at the time, he co-signed the loan for me. Like, literally, it was $10,000 unsecured debt that I did not need. And that was at 18 years old. And I really kind of learned banking at a younger age, where I started saying, okay, if I can get someone else to believe in me to move forward, as long as the trust is there, then I can leverage, right? And so I learned at a young age, even before I was like investing in real estate, I just knew, I heard at a seminar, real estate seminar, about these what's called signature loans. So I literally got a co-sponsor to co-sign and get me $10,000. I was still broke with an additional $10,000. So anyway, fast forward this a little bit. There was this gentleman on one of my customers on my paper route. And actually, guys, by the way, if you've ever been a paper news carrier or anything like that, throw it down in the comments. Paper Carriers Unite. You know, my good buddy Seth Williams, we were doing a podcast interview just like last week or 2 weeks ago. And if you're interested in that, you can go over to our podcast. It's there on the Fearless Millionaire podcast. So if you listen to podcasts, well, let me share this with you, by the way. So if you like our music or you want to listen to our podcast, you can go on iTunes, on Spotify. You can listen to our podcast on Spotify. You can listen to our music on Spotify, on Tidal, on Apple Music. Also, our podcast is on Apple iTunes and everywhere else. We stream everywhere. So whatever podcasting service that you use, you'll be able to also get our podcast. So the interesting thing is, podcast, I forgot what I was saying. I told you to post something down below. Oh yeah, I was saying that if you were a paper boy, if you're ever a paper carrier, paper boy or paper girl, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to know if we share a common thing. So when I was doing that, one of the things I did when I was a paper carrier was I wrote letters to my customers every month. Literally, no joke. Every month, what I would do is I'd type up a letter and then I would print out 500 because I was the paper carrier with the most newspapers. Excuse me. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this. I was the youngest paper carrier the company had. And I'm not saying this to brag or boast. I'm actually sharing this with you to prove a point. I was the youngest paper carrier they had, that was independent. And then I had the most amount of papers that a carrier they would allow, which was 500 newspapers. Most of the time they capped everybody out at 300. They gave me 500 because I was consistent and didn't have many complaints or like people calling in. And I did it the fastest. They were amazed because, wow, how would you do this so quickly? And I remember my manager one time asking me, like, do you have two people running your route? Is like your parents helping you or something? Or what's going on? And actually, no, I just had a system. Even in my car, I had a system to the way I would deliver these newspapers. And I could do it with such speed. So anyway, I'll have to show you sometime, maybe a visual. So I share that with you because even in business, no matter what business you're doing, you have to have systems in order to get more, achieve more, get more done in less time, right? Systems and processes. That way you can shrink time down. That was my point of sharing that part with you. So as I'm doing this and I'm writing these letters, 500 letters in all these newspapers, I'd type out the letter, print out 500 letters, and I'd put it inside of every newspaper, stuff it in a bag, and then I'd go throw in newspapers, right? I would do this every month for my clients. What would I put in the letter? You might be thinking this. Well, Nathan, what would you write to your newspaper customers? And I would just write them something like this. I would start off with saying, hey, hi, how are you? Here's the monthly update. And I would first let them know what's going on in my life. Like that was the title, because that was kind of like the least most important thing. Say, hey, this is what's been happening. At the time, I think I was telling them I was going through college. I told them when I was running for office. And I also told them I started studying real estate. It was like all during those times, like a little bit before that. Like, a little bit before that. So I started telling them these things, right? And then all of a sudden at the bottom of the letter, I would always ask them, what is going on in your life? Is there anything I can help you out with? Okay, that was something I always did. Is there anything I can help you out with? And often, people would respond back to me and they would write a note back, or they would call me, because I also put my phone number there, which was a landline at the time. and then they would write me back or call me and ask, oh, Nathan, that's actually how I remember painting one of my customers' house with him. He ended up paying me $300 to help him paint the house. And there was a whole bunch of other things. I even got invitations to people's homes for Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas and all this stuff. Anyway, as I wrote these letters, there was this man named Alex, and this guy was there for a reason and a season. Unfortunately, he's no longer here on this earth, but he would always write these really motivational, specific notes for me. Very specific. He would read my letters, and then he'd write something very specific. And as he was writing these letters, and these notes, I would treasure them. And actually, I talk about this in other videos, and I even share, I still have, to this day, I have the cards that he gave me. Cards, notes, and all this stuff. I still have it to this day, and it was so motivating. So one of the things I did, hey, Mrs. Sardina, how are you? Good to have you here. I want to make sure I honor everyone that says hello, even if you've been here a while or if you're new. By the way, if you are new, just post new. Like, what I mean by new is if you haven't watched any of the episodes yet, just post new in the comments. Would love to greet you. All right. So one of the things in my letters, guys, I remember I was making less than $12,000 a year, doing this at the time. And I always found myself broke. But I remember writing in one of my letters, and I believe I still have it somewhere, probably. I wonder if I do. I should have probably showed you one of those letters, actually. Hold on one second. Do you want to wait with me? While I'm pulling this up, I'm going to check. I didn't think I was going to show you this. These are really old, but hold on. Let me see if I have one that I can pull up right, really quick. I don't want to keep you all waiting just because of these things. But I know I have some of the letters that I wrote. But again, years ago, I would type these out not even on my own computer. So I would type these out on, my mom's computer and stuff. And I'd print them out at the local print shop. So... is this it? Is this it? Oh my gosh, is this it? What is this? Easy pay receipt. What is this? I think this is one of them. Wow, this is it. This is it. I'm going to show you a letter. Oh my God, I didn't expect to show you guys this today. Wow. Okay. Let me share my screen with you. Now, by the way, this is one letter. Hold on. Is that downloading? Okay, there. Okay, I got it downloaded. Now listen, like I said, this is really unplanned. Whoa, where'd it go? Hold on, bear with me, folks. It's coming. Oh, there it is. I got it. Okay. So anyway, I'd write these letters to my clients, and this is a funny letter. Oh my gosh, this brings back memories. And I did not plan on showing you guys this today. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, so, all right. So I'm going to share my screen with you right now. Let's do this. All right. So I'd write these letters. And by the way, guys, I'd even write these letters even after I, moved on and did other things. Like after I stopped delivering newspapers, I would still, let me share something with you. Do you know I would still get phone calls years later after quitting that, being a paperboy? I would still write letters and I would still get phone calls. I did it for like maybe an extra 2 or 3 years after that. Because also some of these people, were donating also. A lot of my customers supported my, political, when I ran for office. So they supported my political campaign. I'd say the majority of them. I can't say they were all, into it, into politics, but many of them did. So I kept in touch with them. They were part of my list. And then a few years after that, like really when I moved to California for a while, that's when I really, and definitely when I moved to Charlotte, I just kind of stopped, communicating with that group of people. Actually, it was interesting though. Back in 2015, I went back to Fall River and I walked the streets with a buddy of mine at the time, and we were walking up and down the streets, and I was literally sharing this kind of a similar story, and he asked me to be his mentor, and we were walking through these streets, and I was literally taking him back to my roots. If there was a film crew there, it would have been like my documentary, right? And as we're walking through the streets, I'm pointing out some of the houses and I was telling him about Alex, and as I was walking up and down the street, some of my customers came out and said, "Nathan, is that you?" And all this stuff. So it's really interesting. Okay, let me read some of this to you. So it says, "Dear friend, I have exciting news. I've been accepted into Regent University. I received the phone call 1 week ago. I'm very excited. I've already spoken with my advisor and set up some online classes. My first class begins in March. Classes in 8-week sessions, double the load, but I love to work hard. I must say," I don't know if you guys can see that, by the way. I apologize. Let me see if I can zoom that up a little bit. Whoa. Okay. Okay. So I must say that with all these opportunities, a master's degree in leadership is very appealing to me as well, one step at a time. In addition to the exciting news, I was offered a trip to Israel for 7 days. I have never been and did not want to turn this once in a lifetime opportunity down. I know it's such short notice. I wish I had more time to prepare you. I will be leaving the country again in February, okay? And I can't wait to see and walk the places I have read about in the Bible. I will be having a friend of mine doing my routes for me while I'm away. I ask that if you have any problems that you contact me directly. By the way, that phone number is no longer my number. Please leave me a message and contact the Herald News if you do not receive your paper. The guy that usually does my route when I'm away, is not available, so I trained my friend Dave for the position. Please let me know if the service was not what you expect it to be. I will make arrangements with you to see that you get credit for your subscription. This past week or so has been difficult because I have been in the hospital for strep throat and then the flu on Thursday, Wednesday, and a little yesterday. I want to apologize for any inconvenience. It is difficult for me to get up for work with these symptoms. I do my best as always, but I want to let you know the reason in case why you are wondering. I noticed that many of my customers signed up for Easy Pay and received 50% of the subscription price. That's great. If you haven't taken advantage of the savings, then you will be paying $100 more for the paper than you would have to. If you would like to know more, please call me as soon as possible and I'll show you how you can get these savings. In closing, I want to say thank you for being a great customer. I'm happy to say that I deliver to the best people in Fall River. It makes me feel good when I hear stories from other carriers about their work issues, and I think of how blessed I am to service an amazing customer as yourself. Thank you for being great. If you need anything, let me know. As always, let me know. Always here for you. One of the things I want you to pay attention to for this is, remember, these are my customers, right? And I want to point something out right here. When this came out, the Easy Pay thing, right? This Easy Pay was like people could now pay their subscription online and they would save $100 per year. This was a big issue for many of the carriers at the time. It was huge. They hated it. They're like, we're going to lose money. We're cutting our pay. And so what I ended up doing is I would notify my customers about this because it was easier for them. Why? Because they were saving $100 a year on their subscription. One of the